IRO.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Bachelor Happy Hour. I'm Joe.
And I'm Serena.
And we are here today with each other for the first recap of the new season of The Golden Bachelor, Mel's season, and we are off.
We're so excited to be back. We took a little break from recaps during the season of Bachelor in Paradise. There was just too many incredible contestants to chat with. So we are back now with The Golden Bachelor, and we are going to be doing interviews and then also a recap every single week. And we're so excited to share our thoughts with you guys.
Yeah, too many incredible castmates. I mean, majority of them were Dale, Kat, and Jeremy. Because we had them on the whole season. Okay, yeah, let's... right away, and I kind of expected this to happen, but we're immediately like, okay, Mel went on a podcast and said what he said about, like, I don't want a woman with artificial hips, and I'm looking for a woman in her early 50s.
I think he said like 40 to 60.
Okay, yeah. Paraphrasing there. Anyways, he said that. He got a lot of heat.
Rightfully so.
And the show's like, okay, we're not gonna shy away from it. This is what he said. Mel, let's talk about it. He's just like, I said it. I regret saying it. Like, it was stupid. That's not really what I meant. I can't wait to meet all these women. I don't care how old they are or if they do have artificial hips.
Bring on the hips.
Bring on the hips. And his point, I think, was he was trying to just get across that he wants somebody that's vibrant and energetic. And if you do have a fake hip, that doesn't mean you can't be vibrant and energetic. There's a lot we could do with fake hips these days.
Tell him, Joe.
Yeah. So we get that out of the way, and we get a few limo entrances where, of course, people are going to call him out on that. But I'm glad it was only a few women because I was like, okay, like...
Yeah, like, I'm all for beating a dead horse sometimes, but we were like really getting close to beating a dead horse. I think that it was a great way to open the show. You know, let's just hit the nail on the head with what's going on here. Let's get it out of the way so we can move past it. Yeah, I thought the couple digs from the women was cute and necessary, and I think him addressing it in his toast. I think his apology was genuine, and we can move forward comfortably.
Yeah.
We get his intro package, which is obviously kind of important because we don't really know a lot about this guy. He hasn't been on the show before. We see a lot of football photos. And then we find out that in 2020, his dad passed away during COVID, and his wife filed for divorce as she had found someone new. And he is now the committed father of 2 boys.
Yes.
So, yeah, great to learn a little bit more about Mel and his backstory and who he is as a guy.
Yeah,
his personal life.
His two boys, they're not little boys. They're
18 and 20.
I think one just graduated high school. The other one's in high school. They both
medium boys.
Yeah, they both seem athletic. I'm sure they get it from him. He played on the Los Angeles Rams for, I think, 10 years. He's also an attorney. We did interview him, and I did ask him about his wife, and he basically said, like, I'm not talking. Like, he didn't. He just kind of like shut it down.
Very, very short answer. Very, one word answer about the wife. So I'm curious to see if we talk about her more, learn more about her. Also, I get, like, divorce is sensitive, and maybe he just wants to, out of respect, like, leave her out of this, which I also understand. You know, it's the mother of his kids.
Do you think he's going to be able to get vulnerable? Because one of the ladies said it to him. I think Roxanne said it to him on this episode, and I know you were like, you're not.
Mel doesn't strike me as someone who is getting vulnerable on the reg. You know, I'm sure that when he's comfortable with his people, with his kids maybe, with his partner, he can get vulnerable, but he doesn't strike me as someone who's like diving deep emotionally with all of these women every single week, you know? I mean, maybe I'm going off like the athlete stereotype here, but I'm also going off the interview that we had with him and kind of what we've seen of him so far, and he seems to be a little bit more of a closed off guy.
My take on Mel is I think he's actually very sensitive.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Closed off and not comfortable with vulnerability doesn't mean you don't have
sensitive.
Emotion. You're not sensitive. I think, like, you might be right. Maybe both are true. But I'm excited to kind of get to know more about him through the season. I feel like this episode really shined a light on these women. And And I think, over time we'll get to know more about Mel too.
Okay, so who is, let's just go right now, jump to first out of the limo. Who's first out of the limo?
First out of the limo was Cindy. She came out in a beautiful blue dress and did a bit of a Cinderella entrance, like Come Find Me Before Midnight. Stunningly gorgeous. Honestly, Cindy and a lot of these women, if not like all these women, are giving more like hot aunts than they are golden grannies.
It's definitely a different show from
it's feeling younger.
The first season of Golden. Yeah.
It's feeling younger overall.
Oh yeah. I mean, I like anyone that wants to debate that, like, let's debate it. Because
there's no debate. Like, there's data. We have the ages of every woman that's been on the cast so far, and I would say Gary was 71. His season was objectively skewed a little bit older. Mel is, I think, 66. His season's skewed a little younger.
Cindy. I have a hard time.
I know, you're a little Cindy.
Yeah, I don't know if it's the N and the D next to each other, but I struggle with it. My take on her is she's somebody I could already tell is falling really hard, really fast, and she's going to be affected this whole season.
I know, and I love her. I feel so protective of her, and I'm scared for her.
Yeah. I think she's going to be there a while, though.
I think so, too. I think they had, like, instant chemistry. Like, coming out of the limo, I was like, ooh, I feel a little something between these two.
And so does she, because she said it.
Yeah.
She thinks she's going to marry Mel.
Yeah, I think so, too.
Yeah.
I think she came in feeling that this could very well be her person.
Yeah.
So I'm nervous for a potential heartbreak for her because I think it's going to really hurt if it comes.
Any other limo standouts?
Yeah, let's run through just a few of them.
Yeah.
We got Carol, baseball assistant to baseball icon.
Baseball assistant? Baseball manager.
Manager. Sorry, Carol.
She's an assistant to the game of baseball. She is.
What's the line from The Office? Assistant to the assistant of the regional manager or whatever.
Yeah. Carol is Fred. They mention it multiple times, but Freddie Freeman plays for the Dodgers. He's one of the best baseball players in the league.
And Mel's a fan. He says that.
He's a fan. She is his aunt and also his manager. But I like Carol.
I like her, and I think that her interest in sports is intriguing to Mel because he's also interested in sports. I think that's an easy, like, common common thing that they've shared that they can bond over.
Yeah, and I think she's attractive, and I think she comes across very youthful.
Yes, and confident.
And confident, yes, very confident. And that maybe that's what it is. I think everything about her is just she's very confident, and that's working in her favor. So
I agree.
If Carol goes home early, I would be torn apart.
Just devastated.
I would be pissed.
It's over. It's over for us.
Honestly,
we quit.
if she would have went home at the second rose ceremony, I would have actually been mad.
Yeah, well, it would have been really shocking too. I'm glad she didn't. Then we've got Diane. She's 71. She's a hockey player. Super fit lady. Like, her arms are amazing.
She's like the sweetest woman ever.
Yeah, she's giving teacher vibes.
Yeah.
I feel like she said she was a teacher. All adds up.
She lives. She lives in Alaska, where. Yeah,
you were like, she seems like she could be a family member in the proposal.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, she just was like the nicest, sweetest lady of all time.
Yeah, obsessed.
And like such a positive, good energy.
Yes. Let's run through a few more of these. We've got Debbie. She's a personal trainer. She's never been married. She was a career woman.
Debbie, by the way, just so everyone here knows, is who I think is going to win.
Yeah. I actually don't hate that prediction.
Okay.
We didn't see a lot of her in the first episode, but I don't think that means anything. Peg, who was the bomb squad tech.
Your favorite.
She's my favorite.
She's your favorite.
You
said it multiple times during this episode.
Peg reminds me very much of one of my best friend's moms, and I love her dearly. So to see Peg, who reminds me of her, I'm just like, and that's my girl. That's my girl. Like, I ride for Peg. She reminds me so much of my friend's mom, and like, yeah, that's it. I love her.
No,
every time she's on screen, I'm like just so happy. She warms my heart.
Yeah, I like Peg as well. I think she's going to be there for a minute.
What did you think of Andra, which is Sandra's twin? Sandra was on Gary's season of The Golden Bachelor.
I mean, yeah, she's Sandra's twin. She's literally Sandra. I think, yeah. So Sandra was one of the older women. I think she was the oldest woman on
Gary's season.
And I do think, I don't know. I mean, that's like, what is that now? That's a 10 plus year difference.
Not quite, but almost. She's almost 10 years older than Mel.
Okay. But yeah, we didn't see much of them together, so it's really hard to even make a judgment call on what went down there because she goes home.
Yeah, I think it must have just been a lack of connection. I think it's always surprising when a family member, a friend, or a relative of a past contestant comes on and goes home so quickly. I mean, we saw that with Matt James's mom, Patty, as well. And it always catches me by surprise. I thought she looked super chic in what she was wearing. But I think, yeah, maybe just no chemistry.
Okay, listen. It's like Grand Cayman, Jamaica, and Puerto Rico. Virgin even has its own private beach club in Bimini. I mean, come on. Then there's the food. There are so many different options. All of them are quite signature red ham.
Powerful nootropics to
Get into my routine.
And I value
the implant. Contact EDs with
Major productivity tool. Let's start with AI agents. AI for new students.
More accessible to them.
Create a custom website.
That.
Yes, interview with Cheryl coming later this week. We'll talk about her entrance.
Arrow will take your idea that sounds good and make a business that looks like you know what you're doing. Get started at GoDaddy.com/Arrow. That's GoDaddy.com/AIRO.
Cheryl came out in a motorcycle.
Yes. And we will also be having Cheryl as our first person that we're going to interview. So make sure you stay tuned to that.
Yes, interview with Cheryl coming later this week. We'll talk about her entrance and all the other things. And then the only other one I had written down as kind of a standout out of the limo was Jerry. You were like, this woman should be on the Calm app. Like, her voice is so soothing.
Yeah, it was. And I stand by that. And I think if she goes far in the season, she might get that deal.
I hope that for her. Yeah. I hope nothing more than maybe love, but definitely a Calm app deal.
And she had her heartbreaking story. Her husband passed away when he was 47. She raised her 3 kids alone.
Yeah. Big age differences in the kids too. I think she said like 14, 8, and 4.
Yeah, I'm sure they had to be. She was a nurse, so she's just somebody who you could tell is very nurturing and a caregiver, and just yeah. That definitely wasn't easy. So respect for Jerry, and I think she might be there for a while.
I think so too, and I think that one of Mel's biggest things in his life is being a father to his sons. So I think seeing her passion for being a mother to her children is something that he really resonated with.
Yeah.
Final thoughts on episode 1. Jerry was our first impression rose recipient. What did you think of that?
I think she told a story that really moved him. Mm-hmm. I will say there was a few other women that I thought, at least what we saw out of the limo, had stronger chemistry with him. Don't you agree?
I would agree to an extent. I agree that I didn't think that he had the strongest romantic chemistry with Jerry. I thought that Cheryl, Peg, I would say those were 2 that stood out to me of their first conversation having a lot of chemistry. I mean, we saw that Cheryl and him kissed. But I think that Jerry and him bonded on something deeper, maybe than his conversations with other women. Fair. I think they got more vulnerable with each other. I think the conversation was probably the most impactful conversation of the night. And I feel like out of all the conversations, I was able to get a gauge on like her character the most. And that would be where the first impression rose came from would be my assumption.
I thought he was going to give who did you think he was going to give the first impression rose to?
Cheryl,
interesting. Okay.
Who'd you think?
I actually thought he was going to, well, actually no, because Sydney was first out of the limo. And
Cindy? Yeah.
Yeah, I usually don't, but that's always switched. That's who I thought was going to get it.
Cindy?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's jump over to part 2, which is all the women have entered the mansion for week 1 of dates. What do you think of the Bachelor Mansion? There's like some new furniture happening, some new bedding. The art department is switching it up for a more modern aesthetic, it feels like. I like it. I feel like it's like true to the Bachelor's style, but it's given it a little bit of a facelift.
Yeah, I mean, watching this show, I didn't even really notice.
Mr. Architectural Digest over here. What the heck? So we see Jesse comes in with the first date card. I love like date card readings. I don't know why. I think they're so fun.
Well, it's like the kickoff, like especially the first one. It's like, okay,
Here
let's
we
get going.
go. Yeah.
Let's get going.
And it goes to Cheryl for the one-on-one. She's getting almost like a new take on the princess date, which we see every season where they go shopping for like a beautiful dress and then they go on a date. I feel like this was like a take on that, except she did the shopping at the mansion with her girls. Personally, I would much rather that. As a girl, if I have the choice to, I'm not talking about you, Joe, I love shopping with you, but like if I have the choice to go with a guy I just started dating to the mall and like sit in a bougie ass store and try on a bunch of dresses, or my girlfriends, not even a question, I'm going with my girlfriends.
Yeah.
And then I'd rather just show up and be like, look how gorgeous I look.
How do you feel about and I agree with you on that. I would rather go shopping with the boys. How do you feel about the person who receives the first impression rose? Not like if you were the lead, like if I was the lead, the person that got my first impression rose is going to get the first date. Like, I don't understand how I don't get why leads don't do that.
Well, we saw them do that with Grant season, where Alex got the first impression rose and then she got the first date, right?
Yes.
And I remember liking that because it's like, okay, put your money where your mouth is. You can't just give out this rose to like, you know, make yourself look better, make yourself feel better, like validate someone that was like incredibly vulnerable on night 1. Like you have to actually give it to someone that you want to invest hardcore time with.
Yeah.
And
You're like, this is the first, you won my first impression. So you are the winner who gets the time with me first.
Yeah. And it sometimes feels like the person that gets the first impression rose, it's like, all right, now take a back seat.
Yeah.
See you in maybe 4 to 5 weeks or never.
Yeah.
And I don't know how I feel about that anymore now that I've seen the reverse, which is Alex getting the first impression rose and then going on that one-on-one.
Yeah.
Because then when she got sent home, I was like, okay, you know, they gave it a good run. They gave it a good go.
First impression rose should lead to the first date. And I stand by that because I think what ends up happening is the person that gets the first impression rose then ends up like taking a back seat, even, you know, subconsciously they're taking a back seat because they're like, okay, well, I'm fine. I got the first impression rose. Then next thing you know, you're 2-3 weeks in and you're not even having any conversations with the lead and you're gone.
Yeah. I guess on the flip though, if I give you the first impression rose and then you also get a rose the next week on a one-on-one date, am I not spreading the love enough where the other women are going to be like, well, you know, I want a little validation too. Like this girl's gotten 2 weeks in a row of just like great times with this guy and we just got here and I'm already feeling way behind the 8-ball. Is it 8-ball or 8-ball?
8-ball.
8-ball.
The person that got the first impression rose though, they didn't get much more time with the lead that night. Like
that's true.
They get
it's like a group date. You got the same amount of time as everyone else.
They get an extra like 3 minutes of conversation, maybe.
You get one solid makeup sesh.
All right,
That's really
let's
all you
move
get.
on from this.
Okay. Joe said, and I'm over it. Okay, so the date goes really well. Nicole really jumps on Mel when he comes to pick up Cheryl for his date. Like his cheek had like pink all over it. I was like, okay, Nicole.
Well, we see that.
But
to not to jump ahead, but in the super tease, we also see Nicole just making out. She's
on the
I'm gonna make out with
group
Mel
date and at the pool party.
Yeah, I'm gonna make out with Mel in front of everyone. Fuck you guys. Like,
yeah.
I'm doing it.
And you know what? I'm here for it because I find the golden seasons don't have as much drama, and like I need it. I need a little something. Like when I saw one of the girls like just dipping her toe in complaining about the way Nicole was acting, I was like, you just sent chills down my spine. I'm so excited.
Yeah, I agree.
Respectfully, Nicole,
I felt those chills too.
I'm glad they were shared. Anyway, this date between Cheryl and Mel is a really big date. She tells him her story about becoming a mother, her relationship with her son's father. I think we could maybe hold off on diving into this until our interview with Cheryl mostly, but like wild story. Like, whoa, I was shocked. I was glued to the screen.
Yeah. Like, that was a serious, I was like, whoa. Like, I felt so bad for her when she told that story. But I mean, if you guys didn't watch the episode, I will kind of paraphrase on what happened, but her husband...
Not her husband, I don't think.
Yeah, he was her husband.
Oh, he was her husband.
He
Okay.
was her husband.
I was like second guessing that after hearing the story. I was like, maybe it wasn't.
And we don't have much details. So I'm just going to say, like I said, I'm paraphrasing.
You get what you get.
Her husband, the day that she gave birth to their child, never showed up at the hospital and then was gone for a year.
Yeah.
And then came back. And then
kidnapped the child.
Kidnapped the kid and left.
For a week.
Yeah. What the fuck? That's like a Netflix true crime
No,
doc.
truly.
That is.
She's gonna have phone calls. She's gonna have phone calls from Netflix.
That is a real
And
story.
that's
I
not
was
even
like,
The Bachelor's
whoa.
partner. So like, actually, it's gonna be Hulu.
And obviously, you only get to see so much of the show because there's, it's only whatever it is, an hour and a half or however long this fucking show is. I'm sure that if I was Mel, I'd be like, okay. If you're okay talking about this, let's talk about this. Like,
yeah.
this is heavy.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So heavy, so impactful. I can't imagine how it impacted her life.
Yeah.
And I just can't imagine like going through childbirth, having the person that's supposed to be going through this new season of life with me ghost me, and then roll back up a year later. And you're like, where is he? Also, where's my 1-year-old baby? Oh, they're gone. Like, that's devastating. That's so traumatic.
Yeah. Okay, listen. If like Grand Cayman Times, they've got DJs.
Eyes will be my North Star forevermore.
Non-hormonal 100 women who
Start with AI Agents, a resource for new students that helps them navigate a new
24 hours a day.
To learn more,
I needed help. Go to /AIRO.
Treatment. Elderly people with dementia-related
Let's jump to the group date. So it's a cheerleading.
Rexulti.com. Tap ad for PI.
I'm glad her doctor recommended Rexulti.
Talk to your loved one's doctor. Moments matter.
Okay, let's jump to the group date. So it's a cheerleading date. It's cute. It's fun. The iconic Paula Abdul shows up. I think this is such a fun fit for the show, for her to be here with these women. They're so excited.
Is Paula Abdul married?
I don't know.
Because if she's not,
let's get her as the next Golden Bachelorette.
Yep.
I don't know if we can afford Paula Abdul.
Probably not.
Mel's GB squad is the winner of the challenge. We see a little bit of Monica's conversation about losing her husband during COVID. We see Cindy's conversation where they watch a video sent by her daughter. And then we see actually it was like kind of like a steamy makeout. And the way it was shot, it was far back. It was like a little cinematic between Cindy and Mel.
Yeah.
I was like, get it, guys.
Yeah, and you hear she goes, let's do it again.
Yeah, ooh. Do it, Cindy. Tell them.
Let's do it again.
But I like them together. I definitely think there's chemistry. And she gets the group date rose. Jumping to the pool party. What'd we think?
Yeah, like I like you said, I enjoyed a little bit of the jealousy as soon as Nicole kissed Mel in the pool.
I mean, respectfully, like she was making a scene. Like they're dead smack in the middle of the backyard, like making out hard.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, hot damn.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you think she's doing it just like she's fun and carefree, or do you think she's trying to mark her territory a little bit and make an impression?
I think it's both. I think she's fun and carefree. I think that's her personality.
Yeah.
And I think she's like, I'm not going to
shy away,
change my personality because of the situation. Like, I'm going to be me, and I think that's going to work in my favor. And I think that's what she's doing.
Do you think it's going to work in her favor?
I think it's going to work in her favor for a little bit, and then I could end up seeing that being an issue, because what always happens is if he ends up having strong, like if she's the strongest connection all the way through, then it works.
Yeah.
But what ends up happening every fucking season is there's women that have a stronger connection that are going to start having a problem with that. And then he's not going to be willing to screw up that relationship. So eventually Nicole's going to go.
Totally. Like, we're going to have Cindy going up to Mel being like, it's really, really hard for me to watch you making out with Nicole around every single corner I walk by. And he's going to say, all right, sorry, Nicole, you got to go. Yeah. Or they're going to have an amazing connection, and maybe she's the one for him. I mean, she's very, very beautiful.
Yeah, it could be. I think I have her in my bottom or my top 4.
3. Yeah,
Top
and she's
3.
got a fun personality too. Another standout from the pool party, my girl Peg. I just love her, and I love their conversation, and I love their connection and where their relationship is going so far.
I think she's also somebody that I could see winning.
I could see it too, and I think she's a badass. I mean, she was a firefighter. She was in the bomb squad. She's beautiful. I'm excited to see where their connection goes. I also just feel like I have a personal connection to her, even though I don't. So that's where my passion comes from.
Don't. You have no connection to her whatsoever. But I she's also.
But aside from my personal feelings, I think she's fantastic.
Like her interviews, and when she's very captivating. She has that about her. Yeah, she does.
She's very confident.
She does. She has that about her.
All right, finishing it off, we've got the rose ceremony. They did it outside by the pool, which I haven't seen that before, but I thought that was a fun change up. They said, we're not moving these couches in the living room every single night, guys. Get outside.
Wow. I missed that. Yeah.
You didn't notice it was by the pool?
No.
You didn't notice it was fully outside? That's crazy.
So everyone listening, this is who's recapping. This is who you're listening to recap the show.
And Joe's like, looks the same to me.
Hey, the actions are the same.
The actions are the same. All right, we lost 4 of our girls. No major surprises. I would say Mylene going home was a surprise to me.
Well, we never really seen them have a conversation.
Yeah, we saw a lot of Alexandra's interviews, but not really a lot of her time with Mel. Diane and him, I just don't know if I saw the romantic spark there. Carla, I was a little surprised. But, that's just kind of how the show works. Lots of amazing women, but people have got to go home.
Yeah, I think the biggest, usually the most shocking eliminations usually come like week 2, where I'm like, really?
Yeah.
Like that you sent her home?
Yeah.
Like I feel like there was like 4 other girls that you actually could have sent home over that person, but I think it just boils down to like
their time spent together.
Yeah, and I also think like the lead, like I think they hit it off with like, I would say anywhere from like 3 to like 6 people. Yeah. That are just like,
they know,
are just kind of ahead of the game. Like and in my opinion, I think the lead usually like there's 6 people that might win this. Yeah. And everyone else,
like after night 1, I think they have a good gauge. There might be a few sleepers, but like,
and then I think like everyone else is kind of like, I know that she won't be there at the end, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
What did you think of the Super Teas for the season?
I wasn't like, whoa. I thought it was fine. That was a good Super. Honestly, the best Super Tease I've seen out of this franchise in a while was the Super Tease for Paradise after the first episode. Yeah. Which I didn't even think the first episode was that great. But the first episode Super Tease, I was like, well, that was a good Super Tease. It was a really good Super Tease. But there's just so much that goes on in Paradise that you can touch on in the Super Tease. I feel like the midway tease, like when you get halfway through the season and then you get another big Super Tease, that one is always juicier than the first one. Yeah. Because they really don't want to give anything away. It's looking like a lovely season. We got some love stories, some kisses,
some gorgeous ladies.
Yeah.
I think we'll see. I don't know. I don't feel like I got a ton from that super tease. So
Yeah, no, I have no idea what's going to happen.
like, it looks like we're probably getting an engagement. And that's kind of the only major takeaway I got, other than like some clips of women that I already felt like were probably.
I actually think
we're
going to get an engagement out of this, and I think it's going to work.
I hope so. I love that.
And I think they're going to actually get married.
Oh my gosh, you think we're going to get a wedding?
I think we're going to get. I think this season is going to be a winner.
Wouldn't it be crazy if there was like a golden bachelor baby? Like, wouldn't it be crazy if he ends up with someone and they get pregnant?
Yeah, that would be crazy. But I think what I was thinking of more when I was watching the show is it's gonna be crazy when they get somebody that's been on. And we've said this so many times, but I was thinking about this season, like they are gonna get someone that's been on the regular show before, and that's gonna be a big deal.
I know, but I think we're still like quite a few years away from that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
It's unfortunate.
I think we're like 10 years away from that.
Okay, real quick before we wrap, Serena and I, like always, we pick our top 3. We are adding one person.
I'll remind you of who we each have, who's off limits. Ready?
Okay.
So Joe picked Nicole, Mylene, and Roxanne, and I picked Debbie, Carol, and Jerry.
You picked Debbie. Oh fuck!
You got
Debbie.
I know. I actually slayed with my picks.
You got Debbie, Carol, and who?
I have Debbie, Carol, and Jerry.
I didn't pick Jerry.
No, you picked.
I didn't pick Carol.
You did not.
Okay.
But you know what? You got a few good people.
Okay.
That we could add on.
So it's my pick.
Yeah, go for it.
Peg.
God damn! How could you do that to me? That like really like hurt my heart.
Good.
Okay. Ooh, I'm between Cheryl and Cindy. I'm gonna go with. I don't think Cindy and him. I don't know if I think Cindy and him are gonna end up together, just because I think she's gonna start to have a really hard time with the group dating situation. But I'm still gonna go Cindy.
Okay. That is an episode. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to Bachelor Happy Hour. Make sure you download and subscribe to the podcast.
We will have recaps and exclusive interviews for you every single week. Thanks for listening. Bye. My new obsession is this romance story I read about a cowboy who wants to start a family with a city girl. She's not ready for that yet, but that doesn't mean she's not ready to roll around in the hay. She has Nexplanon, etonogestrel implant 68 milligram radiopaque to prevent pregnancy. Nexplanon is a non-daily prescription birth control for women that goes in your arm. It lasts for 3 years and can be removed by your doctor at any time if your plans change. Nexplanon must be removed by the end of the 3rd year. Don't use Nexplanon if you're pregnant or may be pregnant, have or had blood clots or certain cancers, have liver disease, liver tumor, or unexplained vaginal bleeding. Once the implant is placed, you and your doctor should feel for it. If at any time you can't feel, it must be removed by the end of 68 milligram radiopaque to prevent. My new obsession is this romance.
You download and subscribe to the podcast.
We will have recaps and exclusive interviews for you every single week. Thanks for listening. Bye.